hold on, if the US start giving like sovereignty to all its proxy countries, and the US has like 800 military bases. I mean, that's maybe two or three bases in some countries, but that's like hundreds of proxy countries. If the US starts to say, okay, you can control your own economy, then the people, other countries in not in the Middle East and around the world will start to say, hey, if Gaza can have sovereignty, if Gaza can have freedom, then we also want it. So you have the domino effect. So the US will never give Gaza its freedom, because once it does that, other places will also want the freedom, because there's gas off the coast of Gaza, and if Gaza has its own state, it can live very comfortably. It can have the gas, bit of agriculture, keep itself to itself. It would be happy. But the empire countries, they cannot have a happy Africa, a happy South America, because if they have a democratic democratic proxy country, they cannot exploit the resources. So let me jump back a bit. I was talking about the three different kinds of proxy leaderships. There's the fake democracy. I've gone through that already, a little bit about Africa. Then you have the monarchy. You have a monarchy. You cannot question the monarchy. Oh, they are chosen by God. And if you question the monarchy, off with your head. So the proxy countries, they have to suppress the population, because they're living a life of luxury with racehorses and yachts, and they don't have to worry about the rent at the end of the month. But the general population, they're not happy. They want to see the change in the leadership. They want to lynch the corrupt proxy governments. So the only way the proxy governments can stay in power is extremely suppress the public. So then by like a monarchy or a fake democracy, or just a plain old dictatorship, like an Assad dictatorship, or a Gaddafi dictatorship. But it, like I said before, it is the Assad was a product of the colonialization, in that he was a fake, in that he was like he just inherited the leadership of a dictatorship. There was no middle class, because the middle class, like I said before, they distribute everything fairly. So the colonialism came along and it destroyed the middle class. And then when the countries got middle class, when the colonies got their independence, they had no middle class. So it was very easy for the businessmen to come along and bribe the leaders, and then you get a coup d'état, and the new leaders are bribed. The African nations are throwing the French out, and it's the Chinese are coming in. So the solution is regional self-sufficiency, and every country has to control its own resources. No selling its resources to foreign corporations. The 100% must be owned by the country. And there are some other things that need to do within the country, but as far as the proxy countries, the region, there has to be a group. For example, Africa can be self-sufficient. It doesn't need to sell any resources, and the sooner Africa is self-sufficient, the better. And that can only happen with the collapse of the empire countries. It means China is now an empire. It is exploiting Africa as much as the French and the English, and American and Dutch, Belgium, Holland, Australia, and the the proxy countries, they're working through corporations. They're not working through the empire governments. So this is untraceable. It's like the perfect crime. You you kill, you suppress, you murder, and it's not your country, so you don't have to care. But you get the resources from the country where the murdering is taking place. And so it's not just Israel and Gaza. This is the whole world. And so I don't know if people are surprised the US is supporting Israel. Of course, US supports Saudi Arabia, it supports so all the countries around the world where there are brutal dictatorships are supported by the US and China, of course, and Russia and Britain and France. The list goes on, but it's corporations who are running the former colonized countries. It's not done directly by the governments, but the governments in the empire countries must be held accountable. And Israel could not have continued its 75 years of barbaric behavior without the empire support from the empire. So it's down to the change has got to come from the empire countries. So people should not feel it's this Iranian proxies. They're not. Iran doesn't have any proxies. Iran is just trying to survive. It's trying to keep its head down. It's trying to avoid war. But it knows. It knows. Maybe it sells weapons to another country. It knows that the US cannot cope with a free country. So anyway, the main thing here is the main news in the world is that millions, trillions of US dollars worth of resources went today, and tomorrow are going from the former colonies to the empire countries. This should be on the headlines, but it's the same every single day. So the headlines, they want some sensation, some change. So they don't want so this message has to be got across the to the masses in black and white. So please share this video, improve it, make your own version of it, and copy it and put your own subtitles on it. But what I'm saying is as we all, most of us are people who have gone on the internet, they've done some research, they understand what is happening in the world. But this message has to be got across to the the people who are watching the mass media, and when the empire falls, that's the time to start to unifying the Africa, South America, Central America, the Middle East. That's the time to start when the countries can start to form self-sufficient blocks. But in the meantime, the main thing is educating people about what's happening and the solution. And so although we can't actually start the solution because just be quiet, because the empire is strong at the moment, but still alliances can be made. And within Africa, there are some alliances coming between some countries. Within the Middle East, there are some alliances, and these alliances are looked upon as like evil and bad, but they are actually part of the future. The people say that the Islamic Caliphate take over the whole world. No, it will never happen. But the Arabs have a right to control their own economies and stop the resources going out. Syria is losing its oil to the US are controlling the oil fields in Syria. And this is the situation. The one country has to have control of its own resources. It will have to make alliances with neighboring countries, and the, alli- the alliances are not the the people's are turned into religion and into it used to be communism, but or religion or drug dealers. But would whenever you take the resources from a country, they're not happy, and they will find a way of getting back. Now you can call them, give them a name, whatever you want, ISIS and this that, but people want to control their own resources, and when the resources are stolen from them, they would take whatever means possible to stop the resources being illegally removed, like Syria. The, the US are taking the oil. So, of course, this is disturbing the whole structure, the whole repairing the injured Syria cannot take place while the US are taking the oil. Then you have the Kurds and Israel. So we have another Libya. The same thing happening in Libya. But so the solution, that is the important thing, regional self-sufficiency. So and and also the first thing is to educate the masses on every single former colonized country is now run by a proxy government selling their resources without the permission of the general public. There should be a referendum before a foreign corporation comes in and buys a lease from a country, and but this referendum, not just a corrupt government. So anyway, please share this message and remake it yourself. Make it with special pictures or whatever. But please share. Thank you. Bye.